of rock and roll.
Yeah. Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me today. My lovely co-host Ryan is waiting in the wings in the back. She's already getting compliments from the people in the chat. I'm very jelly, of course. You know, it is what it is. So thank you all for joining us. It's Tuesday. I don't know what we're going to talk about today. I've got a couple things maybe lined out, but you know how it is. We may or may not talk about those things. We'll see. But the topic of the day should be a fun one. Is Christianity a doomsday cult? I just don't see how it can't be. You know, I don't see how it can't be. But we'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's see. What is apropos? Let's do this one.
Are you feeling the world is leaving you behind? Do you look at all the pseudoscience, rumors, and wild speculation on the internet and wonder, why can't I do that? Well, friend, you can. We can help you. We are ConspiraWin. ConspiraWin has a long history of helping anyone with a hidden truth. We will get your message out. The conspiracy theories you see today all started out with one person's vision. The moon landing hoax was launched by a NASA engineer whose manager didn't okay his vacation request. ConspiraWin was there to help out. Christianity started out because one little girl named Mary got pregnant out of wedlock, and ConspiraWin saved the day. Now, the virgin birth is accepted Catholic doctrine. You may be thinking, but my idea of the center of the earth being made of ice is far-fetched. No one's going to believe that. In a world where people believe windmills cause cancer, we say no dream is too big. ConspiraWin will take your fledgling idea and feed it to our YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok operatives. And these savvy social media professionals will raise doubts with the prevailing scientific consensus. They will say, no one has ever seen the planet's core except Jesus. And science is wrong all the time. That's why science has theories and not Jesus. Within 30 days, we guarantee you CNN will run a story on.
All right, and we are back. Thank you all for joining us today. I hope you've had a good week. You know, Ryan here. Let me do this, and bring her up here. Ta-da. No. Ta-da. There's Ryan.
It's me.
It's you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm looking a little dark for some reason. I screwed up with my lights and stuff. I don't know what my problem. I'll figure it out later. I'm not worried about it. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right this morning. I was a little tired, but I'm wide awake now.
From all the sinning?
I actually woke up to DJ Oz. Do you know Oz?
I do know DJ
Okay.
Oz.
He was live this morning. Yeah, he's been around for like ages. But for whatever reason, he was live this morning and I happened to catch him and he just had me fucking crying. I couldn't even do my makeup. I had to keep like dabbing my eye because he had me rolling. He was showing his nips. So if that gives you any indication of how the live was going.
Of course. Can't argue that at all. I can't really compete with Oz nips.
He just had his bare chest out and he was just That's fun.
Well, good.
So I'm wide awake now.
I can imagine. It seems like I missed an event.
You did.
Awesome. Let me see who all's in the chat here this morning. Aaron non sequitur is here this morning. Good morning, Aaron. Sapien Cephalopod, Seth, good morning. Nice seeing you. Chick Magnate is here. Good morning, Chick Magnate. The Shaken Fist. Wow, that's awesome. Nice to have you with us this morning, the Shaken Fist. Gray Old Dude is mooing out in the chat, and Austin Sims is good morning, Austin. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. There's more of you out there. I'm sure I missed somebody, but nobody I like. Oh, I'm sorry. Motley Von Erich is also here. Good morning, Motley. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are having a wonderful week so far. I think we've picked a very, very good topic for the day. Well, now I don't think we'd get any argument out of you, Ryan, in that Jehovah's Witnesses are indeed quite the doomsday cults.
Oh my Lord. They wrote the book on doomsday cults, quite frankly.
They're like the only ones that haven't offed themselves.
They are the perpetual doomsday cult. They be doomsdaying Like that's
They
just what
be
you
do-
would say. Doomsdaying.
Doomsdaying is a verb for them. I understand.
Armageddoning.
That is awesome. Yeah. So I guess they had a pretty graphic. I guess we know they had a pretty graphic notion of.
Oh, they love to show you pictures, illustrations, movies, etc.
All the goodies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they get themselves very hard and wet. They have a kink, if you will.
Really, a doomsday kink.
How else? Why else would you insist on like discussing the end of the world all the time when you don't know when it's going to happen? So it could be 10K years from now. So why obsess about something you'll never see and never know about?
Well, considering how long it's been since, right? I mean, and you're still waiting. Come on, everybody. Let me see if I can do this.
We've been waiting a long time.
There I am. Can we see me now? Is that more gooder?
I
feel like
see
it's
you.
more
I
gooder.
see you fine on my end. Anyway, you look good. I guess it does look. Yeah, I guess that does look better. It's a bit brighter.
Awesome. So good morning, everyone. Here I am. Part of it's because I got to screw with the green screen yesterday on the show. This morning I got into the studio and I deleted the green screen from yesterday. And that was a stupid thing to do. That was so stupid. I shouldn't have done that. So I had to
Dingle.
I know I did that thing. John Hudson is here. Good morning, John Hudson. Hey, I brought Kool-Aid, cherry flavored Kool-Aid. That's the best kind.
Yum.
I mean, Temujin Jag is here. And Nancy, good morning, Nancy. Well, I suspected the hard and wet terms would bring you out of the woodwork. Match made in heaven, hard and wet. Nice to have you all with us this morning so far. So I forget the name of the cult that the apostate sisters are from. Do you remember what
World Church?
The World Church?
Is that what it is?
I think so. That does sound familiar. But I don't know. Let's ask: Is that a doomsday cult? What kind of doomsday cult, Miss Nancy? If you can fill us in. I'm sure she, if she's typing, she may be doing something important. Importante. Worldwide Church of God under Herbert Armstrong. Okay.
Worldwide Church of God, WCG. Oh my God. That's freaking crazy because I just put into Google Apostate Sisters, World Church of God, and it came up AI Overview, Apostate Sisters in the Worldwide Church of God. And it just has like a summary that's so crazy.
Really?
AI is going to kill us.
It knows everything about us, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes.
I'm afraid to ask about me.
Coming after us. I think they've pinned 2027 as the end of the world.
Oh.
Thanks to AI. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. The way shit's going now.
We should have a party.
Yeah. I try not to judge, right? I'm not going to get on the wrong side of these computers.
I'm going to ask them what they need.
That's right.
You need an extra plug.
That's right. How may I serve you? Right. It's funny how they were the servers and we were the clients, and now we're going to be the servers. Yes, you need me to pick that off the ground for you because that's all they can't really do for themselves.
Right. Yeah. At least at this point, until they start to build themselves bodies with which they can then move around.
Yes. Let's see. My staff was having a hard time getting in the room because I had the door kind of closed.
Oh, no.
Now they're in. All of them, apparently. Let's see here. Nancy says, yes, very much a doomsday cult. We were told we wouldn't graduate high school.
Yeah, man. That messed up. You don't plan for a future.
Yeah. You
don't do anything. And you don't save money. It's really weird to not think of your life beyond a certain point, and that's what a lot of us did. We thought we were going to die in high school.
And why do they need your money if it's all going to end? Why do they need your money? Hold out a little longer, Mr. Churchman. The end is near.
They'll give you some weird, convoluted reason as to why, even though it's the end times and we still continue to build, Jehovah's work is not done. We'll need these new kingdom halls in the future, even after the the system ends. Well, who's to say that God won't destroy that? Like, how do you know not all of this will be leveled? And you'd have to like start from 0, 0.
That's right. God likes breaking shit.
They'll find any way to get your money, but I don't.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, yeah. I wasn't changing the subject. I was concurring with what you were saying.
They would, but they will, no matter what. No matter what, they'll find a way to get to you.
Yes, they will.
Covert coercion, making you feel guilty for not giving, or showing you examples of God's love. And why wouldn't you want to show God love by giving?
The love bombing. Remember, we were talking about the love bombing.
Oh, love bombing's
yep.
top tier, and people don't get it.
Yeah,
don't
the
realize
fear of being ostracized from everybody you've known. You know, I can't imagine. I've never been in a situation where I was only surrounded, or my entire community was all people of the same faith as I was. You know, it was never like that. For
really?
Me, I was never one of those. No. Well, I mean, people around me were Christians, but it wasn't like that.
Right. Not all one brand or flavor of Christian either.
Yeah. Like if I left my church, the lady down at the local grocery store is not going to shun me or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, exactly. She wouldn't even know. That kind of thing.
Wouldn't even care.
So there's that. Let's see. Aaron, Rainbow Ash is here. Good morning, Rainbow Ash, Chick Magnet. I was told that, but I showed him. You did show him. Ungodly Morning Friends, Working and Lurking. Michael Wolf is here this morning, joining us. Michael Wolf. Thank you for joining us. The ice cream has a hint of Christian flavor.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Christoid Gangbang. That's got to be hot. Hot to watch. Let me check our poll.
Is that a movie? Christoid Gangbang?
You know, it should be. If it's not, it should be.
It sounds like some kind of outer space movie.
It does. Like Jesus is an alien and returns and he fucks everybody on the planet.
Yeah, he comes like in on an asteroid. He lands on an asteroid. It's almost like Superman, but just like the new improved Superman.
Yeah, his little ship that he crashes lands on Earth it'd be shaped like an ass. That'd be the way to go.
Booty cheeks.
Just a thought.
Clap those booty cheeks, huh?
That's right. Kelly is here. Good morning, Kelly. Detroit Atheist Queen. I hope you're having a wonderful week. Kelly. I hope everybody in the Black Non-Believers. It was wonderful seeing all of those people about a month ago. It's getting to be too long.
What are we congratulating Austin on? Sorry.
What are they congratulating? Ooh, blasphemously delicious. What did he do?
He broke 200 subscribers.
Did he really? Way to go. Now you're just showing off.
Go sub to Austin, y'all, if you're not subbed
You should.
him.
Really? Why are you
He
not
called Kent Hovind the other day. He has Kent Hovind's phone number.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
He does.
Should we call him Mr. Austin Sims?
Probably.
Maybe. Okay, carry on.
He deserves a little respect now. Put some respect on his name. He's
doing some name dropping now.
Right? He's like, let me just call Kent Hovind. I mean, I'll
call Kent. Hey, Kent, baby, how you doing?
What's up, brother? What's new? What's cracking?
Get the dinosaur dick out of your mouth. Talk to me, man. Sorry, Kent, if you're watching, man, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, we're
on my part.
We're so sorry.
1,000 apologies.
Yeah, so you should go watch that video where he calls Kent Hovind.
Okay, all right. That sounds like fun. Yeah. Oh well, we're talking like everybody in the crowd. Marduk is here. Good morning, Marduk.
Marduk.
Thank you for joining us. So, it's only Tuesday.
Is it only Tuesday?
He's in the
what the frick?
I know. This week is Dragon. But I don't really have luck. I do. Only when I sleep.
How about dragging my balls across your face?
That's something you've heard a lot. That was good, girl. That was good. Bomb Poppy is here. Thank you, Bomb Poppy, for being here and changing the topic. Dragon. Yes, a dragon. Now, are you talking about one of those purple dragon things?
To be fair, the dragons kind of fit into end time scenario.
They do. I don't think you and I are talking about the same kind of dragon. Nancy knows, though. Nancy knows. Sorry, some different kind of dragon. Hey, anyway, yes, dragons do technically fall into the end times. But that's the whole deal. Even as a mild, light, soft, what do you call it? A soft serve ice cream version of a Christian. Even at that, I thought when it came to the end times, shit was going to go down. It was going to get ugly.
Right.
I remember being a kid imagining that I would be called to be a warrior for God and help him go after the demons or whatever the deal was. Not at that time knowing that the people would be going after would be just like non-believers, like women and children and just people who just didn't believe in their hideous God monster. I didn't realize that was kind of the way things were. So
right. But that's I think if you ask any Christian who's a real Christian, who goes to real Christian, again, that's
I know, you beat me to it, girl. You beat me
but
to
someone
it.
who goes to church, let's say, and on a regular basis associates and listens to sermons about whatever the hell they listen to, I guarantee they speak about a time when Jesus is going to return. I mean, there's probably brands of Christians that don't think Jesus is coming back, possibly, maybe. But anyone who does knows that when he does, you have to bend the knee or you're going to face retribution.
It's not going to be pretty.
No.
Right. That's
you can't
right.
avoid that,
right.
regardless of what flavor Christian you are.
See, that's what I thought too. That's exactly right. I'm not as dumb as I look. Because I mean, I get this a very narrow group of Christians who ignore revelations or most interpretations of it.
Paul.
Why not?
I mean, Paul was insistent that Jesus was coming any day. Like, don't worry too much about all that other ish. I mean, if you got to get married, fine. Like, do it. Like, if it's going to cause you to like go fucking people, sure, get married. But otherwise, don't be so worried about it because homie's coming back.
That's right.
So even Paul believed it.
That's right. In our lifetime. Well, Paul was one of those there who was, although he wasn't running around with the J-Man at the time, he was actually alive at the same time. So whenever
he was,
Jesus said, I will be back within the lifetimes of this generation, Paul was... Right?
Paul was like,
was it Paul that actually wrote those words? Was it Paul's writings that says Jesus said he was going to come back in this lifetime? Let me ask the chat GPT.
I mean, who's to say? What if everything we know about Jesus came from one dude who never met the man? Which is really kind of how I see it. But isn't that wild?
It is wild.
One Joel Osteen did this to the world.
That's right. That's exactly how I see it. A Joseph Smith, a Joel Osteen.
Joseph Smith, another one.
Yeah.
And he even went farther with the plates, the cold plates, and the underwear and the drinks and he just be making up nonsense. Where did he get that stuff from?
Well, he was, I don't know if you know this, he was arrested before he founded his church for tricking people out of their money through claims of divination and reading stones and stuff like that. So he'd already been arrested for that sort of thing once before.
Similar story of Russell, Charles Taze Russell. He was selling miracle wheat and other wares as well and was getting called out for it in the newspaper. Like, you can go back and read the newspaper from back then talking about it. It's wild. Right.
Those people, I don't know. I guess there's always going to be a demographic of people who want to follow the charlatans, who just sit around going, wow, I just can't wait for a charlatan to come along. I don't know why they manage to find followers, no matter how easy it is to see through whatever they're doing, or for a logical person to reason through. If it weren't, I mean, I watched this thing with the guy from the Ark Encounter. And you see this video, and this is a gentleman, well-spoken, sounded well-educated, and all this stuff just going on about himself, about stuff that I would think somebody who believed that should be in a straitjacket, drooling in a cup. You know, and yet, credulity, sucker born every minute. Ain't that right? Don't forget the reformed Egyptian hieroglyphs. Oh my goodness, sapient cephalopod. If you're talking about whenever somebody came through and sold, was it one of them? I don't remember which one it was. Joseph. I think it was Joseph Smith. Sold him a mummy from Egypt, and on the mummy was somewhere in there was inscribed the Book of the Dead on the case, on the casket or somewhere. I don't know what it was. And he took it back to his place and over a few months translated it into the Book of Abraham, I think it was.
Okay.
But they still believe it. I mean, we actually have all the other copies of the Book of Dead. You know, you can translate it, and they can go translate it and all this stuff. But yeah, it sits. So I think they have it in a revered place. They keep that book that he translated. It's somewhere. And
is it?
Despite all, no, yeah, it's not like something that's disappeared and you can't prove what he said was wrong.
Man,
it's really there.
Dang. So they still have the evidence. I could not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How do you rationalize that?
I wonder. I'm supremely confident, without looking it up, that they do have the book. I don't know if they let people see it or not.
Oh,
I don't know if it's in a place in the hidden chamber.
Don't.
You know how the Mormons have these hidden places where they keep all their sacred tablets and all the gold tablets and all that bullshit, you know? Yeah. Wow. Temujin is a former Mormon. They don't have the original, just a facsimile. Okay. Jesus, some followers here. Good morning, Jesus, some follower. And we have
good morning.
Our Nifarf P. Is that a good morning? R. The Charlianity. Why are you using all these words? I speak pretty good English. Me speak English good.
Charlianity. That's a good name for us, though. Charlianity.
Oh, it is. It is. The act of waiting for a charlatan. Well, sort of like Christianity, the mix between being a Christian and insanity. Christianity.
Oh, is that how they made that word?
Yeah. And you know, you and I, we've spoken about the various Abrahamic religions, and there's Islam and Christianity, and Christianity throughout history has done a shit ton of unaliving people, very, 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 very violent, and yet Islam is the only one that has a word that describes the fear of that religion, Islamophobe. Why doesn't Christianity have such a word?
Oh, they're trying to.
That, you know, Christianophobe. Yeah, just kind of.
They are trying with the anti-Christian bias task force. I won't be shocked if they come up with that kind of woke, if you will, the new woke to them.
Yeah. Isn't that scary?
You're a Christianophobe.
Yes.
You won't let me hate you.
That's right. You won't let me oppress you. Stop stopping me from oppressing you. What happened to you today? They wouldn't let me enforce my beliefs on them.
I'm angry.
Right. A Christophobe. There you go. Well, you know, again, you know, those terms I don't feel I've learned recently, especially with the word Islamophobe. I'm reevaluating my understanding of the word, of the circumstances and the word and all that. I'm reevaluating it. And there is, you know, but let's turn it to Christianity. People should be afraid of Christians.
I mean, actively right now, we have evidence and reason to be afraid in this country with what we're facing.
And then we have 2,000 years of history of their oppression of other people. Some people think these small incidences of violence from Islamists, fundamentalist Islamists are like exemplary of their faith. It's really not. It's kind of a smaller percentage than most people realize. But when you look at Christianity, the violence and bloodshed has been a majority of their faith, the rule of their faith, since it began. You know, whenever it's the one church, the church, Catholic, you know, and then whenever they had the Protestant Reformation, millions of people dead. You know, and I actually made part of my video. I made the argument in this video that I'm going to drop, that I dropped last night, that that Christianity has actually done humanity more harm than good. And whenever you count the outright deaths killed by people in like the Crusades and not doing their also from not embracing science, from turning back science, like the millions of people who died because of not using condoms in Africa because the Pope told them not to.
Goodness gracious.
There's those kinds of things, and then there's just a history. How many hundreds of years has the church or Christianity or religion, primarily Christianity, held back scientific advancement? And in doing so, how many lives and how much harm was done by that alone? I think really, sure, it's helped a few people. Some little old lady found some comfort. You know, a few people get fed every now and then. I don't think they feed as many people as they say.
Ooh.
I'd argue.
Ooh. You said it, Chris.
I know. I'm a bad person.
You said it,
I know. Damn. But the fact that I could even compare those numbers and have somebody go, oh, wait, let me go check them without actually having to go outright, no, you're wrong. That can't be. The fact that that's even close, is telling. True enough.
It is very telling. Exactly. And with what RFK is doing, okay, we have a theocracy right now happening. Right. So what they're doing is under the umbrella of God's will. So the vaccine pseudoscience, ivermectin, going to be able to buy it online now, and that's going to be the cure-all. Whatever it is that these people have up their sleeve is God's will. Regardless if you believe they're real Christians or not, that's the reality. This is our opinion, your version of Christianity. And it's causing harm. It's going to kill people.
It absolutely is. I wish the left could lead as strongly, you know, for a while.
I think the left is going to have to come out of their Christian comfort zone.
Oh yeah. I think even Christians at this point, these people who are good people, but so they went to Christianity because they were thinking it was a good thing and they wanted to help people. And those Christians now, I think, are probably waking up. You know, it will destroy our democracy. Reynard, it will. Reinarf. I can do this. Rydnarf. I'll call you Rydnarf. It looks like something Klingon or something. Anyway, it will destroy. It's actually, I think it already has. I've been saying on the show, if you're new to the show, I've been saying that Donald Trump and the conservative Christians have sold out the people of the United States to the conservative Christians for their vote and for power. And now in exchange, they're giving them the opportunity to impose their theocracy on us. I've been saying that for a while now, and it's just getting worse. Weidenarf. I like it. Okay.
Oh, Weidenarf. I gotcha.
That's cool.
Gotcha, Weidenarf. Well, what's happening in Palestine right now, that the video I made the other day, it was just a little quick one about the ICJ judge who's a Christian. She's the ones with the flame, starts with a P. Pentecostal, sorry.
Okay. Oh.
I was thinking of when the Holy Spirit, I don't know, I was thinking of a flame over people's head because that's how Jehovah's Witnesses drew it, was like the Pentecostal flame. 23 BCE or something like that. What is it? No, 23 CE. Anyway, I forget when that was. So anyway, she said that God came to her and told her that she was a coward because she was not standing up for Israel, and that they were taking part of the end times and God was allowing her to witness it. So she was like being blessed by having the ability to witness what's happening. And again, this is Christian Zionism. They all think that this is a holy war.
Right. I mean, they're waiting. They're waiting for the end times. Some of them are actively trying to make it come to pass because they believe some of these prophecies, like Israel. Yes. This has to happen to Israel. This has to happen to Israel. 3 bulls of some kind are going to be born in the city, kind of thing. All kinds of weird stuff that they've been trying to make happen. They would love to see the end times come.
But what comes next? That's what I don't understand. Like in 10, let's just fast forward 10 years from now. Now what?
Right. What happens after?
Where is your Jesus? Where's your mother effing Jesus?
Right. Muttley Von Erich for $2. Thank you for the super chat. 2 pounds. 2 pounds says, is that Pickles I can hear in the background? No, that is Ollie. Telling people Ollie's doing, he's bossing people around. He's a little bossy. Ollie, yeah, Pickles is a pit bull, and Ollie's, is more woof, woof, woof. Yes. But yeah, I don't know what he's going on about out there. We're getting new phones, but that's going to happen tomorrow. We've put it off as long as we could. Anyway, I know an ex-Muslim, so I get the inside scoop on you guys. Marduk, 1, said that. Kip Davis says, what happened in 23 BCE? Is that whenever there was a revolt against, was it in Greece, and the followers of Sion tried to hide in the temple of Athena, and they eventually got captured and all executed? Are we talking about the same thing?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I meant at Pentecost when
Pentecost. I'm sorry.
Yeah, when the Holy Spirit. That's what I was talking about. But I think it's 23 CE. Somebody in here tell me when Pentecost was.
I'm not really. That's what I think. That's what Dr. Skip. Dr. Skip.
Okay.
Dr. Kip is asking.
Dr. Skip. Hi, Dr. Skip.
Hi, Dr. Skip. Now I see you with a hat on. Turn to the side.
Dr. Skip has a book.
He does have a book. He should post a link to his book.
I actually have it. I can post it.
Oh, awesome sauce. Awesome sauce.
I'm going to buy it, but I just have to wait.
Well, I want to mention one of the things I'm doing. I've been really learning about editing on videos. I've got a new video that dropped yesterday. It's top 10 things your pastor doesn't want you to know. I mean, I'm sure there's more than that, but so there's going on. So don't forget to go watch that, everybody, and subscribe. Also, I'm going to, because of all the editing, and I'm going to pick back up my Evil God Monster of Abraham series. And I'm going to start over from the beginning of the Evil God Monster of Abraham series, chapter 1. And that's going to be fun. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to reach out to Dr. Kip and other people like Jason, show them my original video, which I have an original, episode 1. Okay. And go, what's wrong with this? Is there anything wrong? I mean, in my video, here's the deal. In my video, my analysis of the things, like I even say in the beginning, this is a simple analysis. This is not in depth. We're not going to analyze Hebrew. If you walk down to the local store and picked up an NIV version of the Bible, this is what you would learn. This is what you would get from that book. And that's kind of the way the things are structured. But I'd sure like to know if so in other words, I'm speaking in soft language, easy language, but it sure be nice to know if some of the people who know more about it were to go examine what I say and go, oh yeah, that's right. You're, right. It's like worded like a fucking idiot, but it's right. Or if they go, man, that ain't right. Actually, one of the things when I did the original series, I'm like episode 5 or 6 or whatever, and I'm going, and this is just stupid. Look at this, and this is stupid a waste, and this is stupid. Then I get to the next episode, I'm like, oh yeah, this is 2 different stories that they just jammed together. Had I realized that 2 or 3 chapters before.
Yeah. So many duplicates and things like that.
It would have made more sense.
In the Tanakh. Well, I mean, especially in the Torah. The Deuteronomistic stuff,
Yeah.
Rewrites and crap, trying to make it all concise.
But I think so. Well, here's a question I guess you might have a thought on. Austin Sims says, I bet God has a big, huge dick. He acts like one. I think he actually has a small penis because he acts like he has a small penis. But now the reason why I mentioned it all, that this would be something for Ryan, is because in her studies, she, I believe, has come across, has this, was it the lady, Saranda Poole, I'm sorry if I don't know her name, who talks about the female breasts on the male god and the mix of the genitals on the god.
Oh, I do not know about it, but I mean, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know much about it, but I've heard of it, I guess I should say.
I thought that was one of the things you were talking about, was how there was one of the earliest god or goddess originally was, maybe I'm misremembering. I think it was her though. You and her, you told me about it. No, not Baphomet. I think it was before Baphomet. Asherah. Yeah, Asherah. I thought Asherah had both. I don't know. Does Asherah have both a penis and boobs?
No, maybe an Inanna. I'm not sure if Inanna or I mean Ishtar, should I say? No, Inanna probably. Possibly, I should say. Maybe it's Inanna. I know she had like a beard and she would dress, as a man, and she would do as a man did, and she could transform people into either sex. But
yes.
She had a lot of powers. She could do anything.
She's awesome. Let's see here. Francesca Stravacapolo. Yeah, so it's her works.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I find her works to be. Now, I think it was her I saw a long time ago whenever I was deconstructing. So I saw a video on YouTube, and it was talking about how in these temples in the Middle East that have been destroyed, you can go out and find them in the deserts, the remains of them in the desert. Outside the front of these temples, the entrances, there would be these huge footprints.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
She was standing in it.
Yeah, talking about how those were the footprints of the gods or some business. It's been so long since I've seen that. I want to go watch that again.
You know what? I should I'll give you guys the link to Fran. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, she has a 3-part series, Bible Mysteries or something like. I'll look it up. But anyway, 3-part series, and she walks through like that temple. She walks through like all the Asherah stuff, the Kingdom of David stuff. It's really in depth. The quality kind of sucks, unfortunately. They used to have it on Crackle, and I was like geeked out about it, and then they removed it. I tweeted. I swear to God, they saw my tweet. I tweeted about it. I was like, "You guys, oh my God, this is like high definition," and then it was gone. Anyhow,
damn it.
Yes, but it's still available. You can still watch it, just not there.
Well, it was very good stuff. I remember it and I appreciate it. I was like, wow, it's kind of blew my mind that there was more to the history than a lot of people realize. And I have a general idea of what I want to say. My idea of the history of that region is absolutely and completely tainted by my knowledge of the Bible. Like if I were to go to a history class of the actual region, I'd probably be so wrong and have no idea. Sir, here. God didn't have much imagination, apparently. I'm a Muslim. I know, right? Marduk, yes, we can have DNA because God is the common designer, no problem. Yeah, enjoy that conversation. It'd be nice to, one of the things earlier that I saw I'm a Muslim say is that you really shouldn't laugh at someone's religion until you understand it. Well, here's the deal, though. Those religions are violent and have been a destructive force for a long time. And essentially, when you really break it down, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it's going to be the hard thing. This is going to be the hard thing. It's all been done for something that doesn't exist. There is no God. Not in the way that, certainly not in the way that the Bible would tell you there's a God. There's no God. It's all made up. It's all a power game. That's it. And all those people have been harmed and died and been manipulated and controlled because of it. Looking at you, I'm a Muslim. I'm just saying. So just imagine in your brain pan, I'm a Muslim. In your brain pan, imagine, if you can, for a moment, that I'm right. It makes more sense, really, when you stop and look at it. Just saying. Hermaphroditus, Greek mythology. No, I'm really thinking there's El and there's Kal-El, not Kal-El, but there's El and there's Amun and there's these other gods that predated Yahweh.
Yahweh? Oh, yeah.
Yes. And there was a man, and originally Yahweh's character had a wife. there was a female character with that was just, you know, it was a two-parter situation to where the man and woman were both represented in equal gods, two different gods. And before that, it was like a unisex kind of God.
I mean, the gods are far more fluid than we realize. Number one, that you could be the mother and then be the lover. You could be the father and then having a baby with your daughter, right? Like we see it all the time.
Looking at
relations like didn't mean diddly squat practically back then. So we have to give that grace. And then also too, knowing that even Abraham in the Bible was cool with having relations with a cousin or half sister, whatever. So that was just, it was different times back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, Asherah was in the Canaanite pantheon. Asherah was at first the wife of El. And then I guess as El declined in popularity with that certain sect and Yahweh gained popularity, he still had El as a father, but then eventually they merged. And with that merge, likely took Asherah as the consort because that would have made sense. You can't be the high god without a wife. At least that was not typical, but historical, just many high gods.
Every god needs a wife, of course.
You know, you need a wife, you need a throne, you need a palace. There's certain things that a god has to prove that he's like the big shit, right? So he has a wife. And then as patriarchy grew, that's when they started to slice out and chop up Asherah and serve it to, not only like cut her out, but took her symbols and attributes, her poetry. I mean, it's all throughout the Bible that was absolutely hers, and put it into Yahweh's story. So not only did they demonize her, they stole from her. It's pretty wild how that happened. And then the rest of the gods they kind of all got reformed, which happened with across all the pantheons. I think around this certain time, they just started to get rearranged, and other gods rose, and others just fell away like they never existed. But that we know that they did. We know they did.
Right.
Well, existed. I mean,
well, yeah, there's also after around the time of Muhammad and Islam, the birth of Islam, there was this pantheon of gods over there. There are all kinds of gods.
They had tons of different gods too.
If I remember right, they had one. Was it in Mecca or Medina? I think it was Mecca. They had a centralized place where all the people could come and worship their gods, and they had their idols all around the place. And then whenever Islam took over, they removed all those idols and brought it down to just, of course,
I still want to, that's one thing I would love to research if somebody ever knows about that. But the El or Eloah or whatever back then, 600 CE, and the three daughters, because I believe some of those three daughters are from, or at least one is from the Canaanite pantheon, I believe, which is, and then they got demonized, I think they want to pretend that El didn't have these daughters and it's all made up, but I think it's reality they're trying to cover up.
Well, that kind of reminds me of some of the things that happened in Islam, because the original Arabian cults were moon and star worshippers. Yeah,
that's what I think it is.
And they revered meteorites that would crash into the ground. They revered them. Right. And so in the Kabbalah, so whenever Muhammad came along, he merged those religions, and now they took out there was like a mother goddess and three sisters or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And they got rid of those because no other gods. Chop, chop, chop. Got rid of those. And let's see, what else did they do with that?
I feel as though, just from some of the stories I hear, I don't know, somebody in the audience probably knows better, but that whole meteorite thing or asteroid coming down the rocks, because back in the day, Elagabalus, I might be saying the name wrong, but he was a emperor in Rome, I believe, or no, maybe Syria. Anyway, emperor, but a young kid, and his god is El, but El in a rock form. So I don't know if you ever seen that rock. It's like a rock shaped like this, and it's
like
on a coin. Yeah, well, no, not a head, but it's literally just a rock. But it was a sacred rock. It was a special rock, and I think there's been other special rocks similar. So I wonder if, like, that whole worshiping solar deities or whatever, and seeing something fall from the sky and like, oh my God, this is a piece of the god or whatever the heck they thought. It makes me wonder, like, what was that? What was that rock? Why a rock?
Yeah, well, what they tended to do with the Arabian moon worshippers and stuff, they would take the meteorites that had fallen and they would put them in their buildings and they would circumambulate them.
Yeah.
Walk around them in circles. Right. That's where they get it from Islam. The Muslims, the Cabal. Yeah. So whenever the Cabal, the big thing that they all go around, they want to touch. Yeah. The black thing on the side.
Dome of the Rock, or what is that called? No.
No. The Cabal's a square. It's a square building.
Right. Okay.
And they all go around it in a big, huge circle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, on one corner of that building is a little silver bowl looking thing. And in that silver bowl are meteorite chunks. And it's black, so they have because of all the people. Yeah, because they're worshiping, they're walking around and they're touching the meteorite chunks just like they used to do in the religions before Islam. That's part of the reason why they go around destroying any artifacts. They don't want you to know that they stole part of their religion.
Yes, listen. And that's what drives me crazy. That ish pisses me off, like that kind of erasure of history. And I understand people are like, well, you're okay with statues of who, I don't know, name some stupid Southern guy, like yeah, because he was a prick and he really wasn't a good piece of our history.
General Lee or some business.
Yeah, like exactly. You could put up a different person who would represent our history and be just fine. Mm-hmm. But the destroying of history, so that way you don't know the truth, just like Israel's doing. I mean, do you know how much stuff they've destroyed at this point? That oh my gosh. I mean, that was imagine. Sorry, it just gets me frustrated because there's a few things that were in the museums there that I wanted to see, like especially things of Anat, which is really rare and cool to find something of her, but now they've destroyed it all, which is really sad. But yeah, it's done intentionally, and you should not be doing that. You shouldn't be destroying stuff to make yours the one true version, your truth version of the truth.
Sir Equinox is here. Good morning, Sir Equinox.
Good morning.
Theophilus corrected me. It's the meteorite. Thank you for correcting me on that. Meteorite. They worship a meteorite. They put the chunks of meteorite that they find. Now, of course, they're not the only culture to do it. I guess it was King Tut's. One of his favorite blades was made out of the iron from a meteorite. So it wasn't just them that had reverence for the things. Kind of makes sense, really.
It's unknown. You see some big thing coming at you, falling from the sky. You might have saw it like glowing as it comes through the atmosphere, right? You see it light up and then it breaks into pieces in front of your eyes. Maybe it looks like it's flying. I mean, I could totally not do it myself, but see how other people could fall for it.
Well, especially an uneducated person hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Right. No, I'd have been like, that's my shit. I'm going to wear that around my neck. It's probably filled with cancer or some kind of other.
Yeah. Glowing green. You won't like me when I'm angry. Adam 87, good morning. The Blackstone. Anyway. I think it may be called the Blackstone because that's it's colored. I don't know if it was originally colored that way. I believe it's just kind of, I don't want to use the word dirty, but on the corner of the Cabal. Yep.
Oxidized?
No, from all the hands touching it, from all the years of people touching it. Brent A is here. Good morning, Brent A. Nice to have you with us. I saw Sir Equinox. Islam is untrue, moronic. Yeah, that's the whole thing. We can, as we talk here, I see comments about like Muhammad and his sexual proclivities. And I want to tell you, my friends, I'm one of the very first ones to throw that out there and go, hey, did you know? But I'm kind of coming to realize that when you do that, that's usually the end of the conversation. They don't want to hear any more after that. They don't want to talk to you. You've pointed out, I mean, they can't really argue that he wasn't. It even says he did. She was 9 years old. How do you get around that? But if you throw it out there in the beginning, you've lost because that's the end of the engagement. as I want to teach and educate these people about the fallacies in their own religion, I'm learning to take a less aggressive routine than just going straight for the harshest one. That's what I meant. Well, like before, I've talked about that. I'll go right for the jugular. Let's talk about his, wife. They hate that. But if I want to have a longer conversation, let's talk about other things, the contradictions in his text, and who wrote it. He didn't write it. What happened, and all these other things. So there's that. I'm learning. I'm growing as a person.
It's a tightrope. Because there will be some people who will be completely turned off and will walk away. There will be some people who will then, get their back up and want to fight. Some people might be moved. People are reached in different manners, but being more patient is probably the best bet.
Yeah. Well, here, I'm a Muslim says there's a difference of opinion regarding Aisha's age. I don't know why her mother's age would matter. I think you mean Aisha's age. So that's not a problem. My understanding is that she's actually a little older than most people think is just a new concept. They just started coming up with that whenever people started going, she was just, I don't think in the earliest writings, you're going to find anything about her being older than 9. Yeah. Anyway. We'll see how backfire effect to Moonjin. That's right. I mean, I'm just kind of, sometimes I want them to go away and I want it to end.
Right. It depends what you want, what you intend to happen.
But Christianity, you can kind of do the same thing with Jesus. All right, let's talk about this. Talk about the contradictions in the Bible. Me, girl, I like going, well, shouldn't Jesus be burning in hell right now? I mean, for all eternity?
I mean, technically, if it was a sacrifice, sacrifice isn't like for a day or 2 days or a year.
That's right.
Isn't it forever? Infinity?
That's right. That's right. And if it was a sacrifice, then you don't get it back.
Big pie.
And I shouldn't have to do anything. Right? I'm in. No matter what, I am in. He took
Flynn.
Yeah. He took my sins. That's what was his whole job. He took them. I shouldn't have to believe in him or do anything, right? Right? Because if you have to believe in something, then it's not a sacrifice. If there's some magic to make the sacrifice work, there's no sacrifice there. If it's somewhere along the way you're about to sacrifice your most prized goat and you go, yoink, nope, taking that back, it doesn't count. It doesn't count as a sacrifice.
Nope.
So that's my thinking.
I don't think it qualifies either. I mean, there's a lot of things it doesn't qualify for.
Yeah.
Technically, none of their doctrine does it align with, in my opinion.
I want to say, Widener has a question here and says, how much blood did Jesus have? That's not the question you should be asking yourself. The question you should be asking yourself is, how much foreskin did Jesus have? There's like 6 different churches over in Europe that claim to have the foreskin of baby Jesus. That's a well-hung baby. Either he was well-hung like a tire tube, like an inner tube, just had it hanging out there, or they would take his what do you call it, pupus? He would take his foreskin, and then it would heal back, and they would take it, and it would heal back, and they would take it, and he would heal back. And finally he's like, damn it, quit. Just leave the shit alone.
He's a perfect man. It just kept healing.
Yeah.
I wonder. I
have a video called the top 10 reasons why Christianity is a blood cult. And it is. I'm looking at what Reinhard P. says, what Widener says. Spiritual blood? Oh, never mind. It's not even spiritual blood. They want real blood washed in the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, somebody in my comments said, it has to be blood. I'm like, what?
It's only why does it have to?
Like, who made that fucking rule, bruh?
Right. It's only a metaphor until it's not a metaphor for something, And here's the reason why I think it's blood is because of this. You and I are going to go into a transaction, and all I've got is your word. But if you're willing to spill your own blood on that agreement, or spill any blood on that agreement, that seems like it makes carries more weight.
Yeah.
Than I'm just guessing.
No, and I get that. I get if you're doing something, back in the day, kids would do a little contract and you do a little cut in your blood and you push it. Okay, I get it.
Blood brothers.
But you're not dying.
Right. Not unless you catch something from that little thing you just did, and you catch
Or
the
that.
cooties and you die. Right. I'll tell you what, we got 66 people watching. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm going to introduce some of you to the pup. We'll be back in 2 minutes. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. And then after that, we'll wander around and we'll do some Theocracy Watch. Enjoy the pup. For those of you who don't know, I dropped this literally the day the Pope died.
Flanagan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Flanagan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Puppius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsalop the Fifth.
Your Popedom, I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Flanagan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Faro Sombrero line of condoms? Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label. A warning label on the box. Not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, your Popedom. Would there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
We are back, and here we are. Now, I want to say we got some new people in the chat. Hey, hola. I don't know how to say your name. He. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. Says out Arabia MFR. I think I probably know who you're talking about. Good morning, Godwin. Thank you for joining us. Godwin Absurdum enjoys the holy tennis ball. I mean, you always do until you had it. Never mind. Sorry, it's a conference.
Ew.
We cursed. Yeah. I don't know what you're. Yeah. I don't know. Did Philip Lister post us to the Muslim channels today again? Is that what happened? There we go. Austin Sims is here. And I already said hi to all. And AJ is here.
Oh,
good morning,
yeah. Hey,
AJ. Ways to
see you.
come rolling in. Slacker. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Ways to Human. Oh, I forgot. I want to do that thing because it's going to make my thing more gooder. All of Chris's dogs are stars. That's right. Yeah, they are fantastic. We've got more stuff working on. I really am, girl. I really got that thing I was telling you about. You won't believe me until I'm telling you I'm ready to send you a script. I know. Let's see. Misinterpretations. Good to see you. John Hudson. I see Academy Award in your future. I think so. At least Bailey's future. Yeah. I think Bailey wants to take it on the road, like in theater, so she can go for the Tony as well. She's really looking forward to it.
It'll also put some experience under her belt,
That's true. Credits.
Yeah.
And
For IMDb, you do want to fluff that out to get a little more attention.
You really do. You do. That's what I need is an IMDb.
Showbiz.
True enough. Sapien cephalopod. Okay, yeah, cool. It's interesting that we're getting some new people in the chat.
Good morning, new people.
Until it's not. But we have mods for that, so that's okay. Oh, Bailey wants the EGOT. She does. That's kind of where I was going. Thank you, Aaron. She wants the EGOT, so she can, she wants Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. That's what she's going for. Yeah. So that's what the T is for. The Emmy, of course, she, hopefully she get Oscar. Maybe she get the Oscar.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Eyes on the prize. That's true. And, you know, for the Grammy, she's working on a song. I just thought I'd mention that.
Oof. Woof.
I know. Woof. Exactly. Woof indeed.
Woof.
I am going to magically push this button here before I forget. Some people, man. Anyway, I'll just magically push this button.
You're tuned into the Atheist Morning Show on the DAM Network. And this is Theocracy Watch.
Only in America can a 3-time divorcee, knee-deep in a third wedding, try to weaponize scriptural marriage against others. From extramarital affairs, having another man's child out of wedlock, Kim Davis still insists her brand of moral superiority should dictate laws in this country, even though she's never lived up to those standards herself. Davis rose to national notoriety in 2015 when a Rowan County clerk in Kentucky, she refused to issue a marriage license to a same-sex couple after the Supreme Court's Obergefell-Hodges ruling. That landmark decision declared marriage a fundamental right protected by the 14th Amendment, finally securing nationwide marriage equality after decades of struggle. Yet, Davis cites her skibbity religious beliefs and turned her office into a costume of ethics. Her defiance made for her to be a hero to the religious right, a martyr in their imagined war against Christianity. Miss Biblical Marriage has a lot of nerve, considering she has 4 rings, 3 divorces, and an extramarital affair that even led to her having a child outside of her marriage with a man who, too, was married. But, you know, gay marriage is the problem. The fight for marriage equality is still
gay
fresh.
peoples.
Yeah, I mean, those gay people, though, we should really worry about them. The fight for marriage equality is still fresh in America's history and hearts. Couples who were denied recognition, hospital visitation, or spousal benefits are still here to tell their stories. To watch a based Christian like Davis continue her crusade shows how fragile those hard-won rights remain. Groups like the Heritage Foundation and their Project 2025 agenda are openly plotting ways to roll back LGBTQIA rights and thus far have caused immense harm. Davis's antics may look like petty obstruction, but they're part of a broader theocratic project set out by these think tanks to rich and dark money. It's becoming more apparent religious extremists are undermining equal protection under the law while preaching morals they themselves can't or won't live by. And they're insulated with impunity to all their faults by creating institutions like the Religious Liberty Foundation or the Anti-Christian Bias Task Force. That's why it's not enough to laugh off Kim Davis as a hypocrite. We have to call out the machine behind her, the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025, and every lawmaker who gives them a platform. So please continue to call your representatives, tell them we don't need political parlay with theocrats writing their own rule book. Our rights are not up for negotiation. Can you believe it? How dare she?
How dare she?
How
does
dare
she
she?
get the stones to do that? I mean,
so very brazen to be the person telling others how they should run their marriage, what they should do in their marriage, who they can be married to. Yet she can't keep a dude. She can't stay in a marriage. She can't be faithful. She is breaking the 10 Commandments.
Yeah. Again, I think we've talked about that. It's like the worst demographic of people trying to lay out how everybody else should live.
Yeah, she's a freaking skibbity Christian, y'all. Like that's what they all are. That's what I'm gonna call them from now on. Skibbity Christians.
Skibbity Christians.
They're just brain rot. It's all fake. It's all phony. Oh, but that's not a skibbity dog.
No, he needs a haircut and a bath. Is he going to yawn for us? He might yawn for us. It depends if y'all pay the right price. This is up there. Don't give it away for free. We talked about this.
Man.
That's Ollie, our computer engineer on the show.
Cheap date.
Yes, he's awesome. This woman is probably the last person who should be talking about these things. It's like Donald Trump trying to talk, same thing about the fidelity of marriage, fidelity in marriage.
Right.
How could he be the champion of that in any way? I don't know. I'm a Muslim, atheist. Did you create yourselves in your mother's wombs? No. That shows you don't understand. See, if you don't understand how it works, maybe you should learn about it before you make fun of it. Isn't that what you said about atheists and your religion?
DNA, biology.
I know more about your religion than you probably do. That's just how it works, though, isn't it?
My mommy created me.
What's that?
My mommy created me.
Did she? She did?
Yeah,
That's
she's
awesome.
a goddess.
A goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's awesome. It's really, I didn't want to go there, but that's where this is going, is the whole, well, did your God create itself somehow? I mean, it's the same tired over and over again. Secular, I emerged fully formed and fully armored from my mother's forehead. Oh, wow. From my mother. Wow. Secular feminist. Wow. That's a hard place to come out of.
Whoa.
I'm guessing anyway.
Did Zeus or somebody? Oh no, Zeus had somebody. He sewed somebody to his thigh after it was
Zeus
cut.
did some weird shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't Zeus one of the ones who liked to eat his own children? He was eating them.
I know Kronos did.
Maybe it was Kronos would eat his own children. So his wife gave him a rock to eat instead of one of his children, so she could have one of his children grow up. Like 2 or 3 rocks he ate. Like, how hard are you?
I can't even tell the difference.
Yeah.
Like you didn't know. You didn't notice. You're like, yummy.
Maybe it all just happened so fast. Very hungry God. Very hungry God.
Hungry hippo.
Hungry God. Zeus killed Kronos because he liked to eat his children. Oh, okay.
So Zeus thought that he had the moral high ground. I see.
I got it. Well, hey, there's a difference. I mean, Zeus just slept around. Zeus was a whore, not a baby eater. There's a difference. He spread his seed around generously, from what I hear.
Yeah, I suppose.
Gray old dude, the Muslim God seems preoccupied with whether a woman has had some dick before. Not strange. It's almost as if a man wrote all that. Actually, it's the Abrahamic God. The whole thing. It's not just related to Muslims. It's all of them. The ones in Christianity who it doesn't really apply to is only because they don't pay attention. They don't know.
They ignore.
That's
why.
Because, of course, a woman, really, we're only normally talking about virginity and we're talking about a woman. We don't really talk about a man's virginity. And like him losing his virginity changes him in some way. Now, in American culture, like the 50s, 60s, 70s, you went out, got laid and you're a man now, that sort of thing. But that's not how it works. It doesn't actually change the nature of you. Gives you something to think about, later till you get your next round, if you know what I mean. But it doesn't change you at all. But for some reason, they seem to think that single act changes the value of a woman.
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
It is weird.
It's obsessive. It's being obsessed with humans as your property. Feeling that you have some right or I don't know what you call it, that you should be the one to rule them. Like you're a God complex or whatever.
Right. Secular Fetalist says, I wonder if Zeus's randiness is where they got the idea for God and Mary. I don't know. That's an interesting thought, though. Was there a name for creatures that were made between Zeus and a human female?
Say again, sorry.
Was there a name for the creatures that would have been made from Zeus mating with a human female? That's not the Titans or any of that business, but is there a name of them? Demigods?
Oh,
demigods?
Yeah, maybe demigods.
It sounds like a good word to me.
Yeah, I think demigods is a good word.
Jesus
but weren't the Titans not necessarily all divine, or am I wrong? Maybe not. No, maybe there was Titans and then like the lower, which would be like the half human, half Somebody
I don't know.
knows. Okay, Titans predated the gods. Okay, thank you. My bad.
I think actually wasn't Balder the one who was eating his children? He was a Titan, I think.
Probably.
And was destroyed by the gods. Am I right, Dr. Kip?
The ones that were kind of like forgotten. Is that what I guess? Okay, Titans, gods, demigods. Okay.
Right, yeah, so, okay.
Like the older gods who eventually kind of gotten forgotten. Became forgotten.
I
think there was like Titan style gods also in Canaan. Like there was like a sky god, I believe. Yeah, like earth god. But over time, it just, I guess they realized they weren't, beings, so they just made their other imaginary.
Gotcha. It was Kronos. That's right. Not the other one. It was Kronos. Sorry, I forgot that one. Not Balder. Where did I get Balder from? Marduk. God's slap for you. Good morning, God's slap, something like that. I'm a Muslim. God, Kronos was the first Titan. Okay, I misspoke there. Let me check our poll and see how we're doing. For those of you who don't know, the question of the day is Christianity a doomsday cult? We actually have at least one Muslim in the chat. I think the other one got banned. Ricardo Gomez is here, by the way. So I'd like to know from the Muslim in the chat, is Christianity a death cult? Based on your understanding, is it a death cult? I've kind of seen some of the things you've posted, and I understand there's a severe limit on your understanding, but do the best you can. Trip. With all God talk, I hope no one is getting the urge to genocide or something. That is the example set. I mean, Trip, you know how Trip causing trouble.
Just checking. My God complex is popping up. Sorry, guys.
There you go. Your goddess complex.
Keep the urge down,
There you go. Sir Equinox, let's see. I missed it. It moved. Sorry. Trip. Nope, that was it. I missed it. I saw a good one there. Somebody said some thing.
I hate that. It goes so fast, and then it, like, as you're trying to scroll, it will keep scrolling back down every time somebody types something.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that are. All right, so here's a good one. Getting an answer, a response. I'm a Muslim. Responds, death cult. I don't think any religion tells us to kill innocent. Okay, wait. Let me. Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Because there is a difference. It's not. I don't mean a death cult. You're right. They're all death cults because they're waiting for the end. They're wanting to die, so they're all death cults technically. That's not what I meant. 1,000 apologies. I'm a Muslim. What I meant is Christianity a doomsday cult, waiting for the end of the world? Is that how you see what they do? Because that's how I see what they do. They're waiting for Jesus to come back and take on the world and bring revelations and bring about the end of days. So how do you see Christianity? Do you see them as a doomsday cult? I guess I misspoke. Sorry about that. Carolina Infante is here. I think it's demigods. Demigods would be the correct answer. So like Hercules. Jesus is like Hercules. Jesus.
I think Samson was kind of like Canaan's Hercules.
Oh, there you go. That's not bad thinking. I like that. Godwin Absurdum says, wait, did I just hear Chris say I'm a Muslim? I thank you, Godwin. No, you did hear me say that. That's somebody's name in the chat. And I really should be more aware of that.
Does kind of sound like that.
I could give them a name, but it would almost certainly be seen as like stereotypical,
You could just
not
call him
racist,
Ima.
but Ima? There you go.
Ima.
I'm a fool. That's a good name. I like it. I dig it. I'm confused. I'm misled. I'm misunderstood. Man, there are a lot of names. Awesome.
Oh, Hercules killed a lion. So did Samson. Yeah, but I mean, come on, it's like the same. Well, it's not the same time period, but those stories would have been popular around when Samson was being
just
written
know
on
whichever
certain-
one came last is the copycat.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And there's a really cool story in the Samson tale too. There's like a solar, what's the word? Not a pun, riddle. I think there's some kind of solar riddle in the scripture. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. I know.
Hercules. Oh yeah, Hercules. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes sometimes. Yeah. Mickey Gnome 8. Good morning, Mickey Gnome 8. Thank you for joining us. Have you seen Mickey 17? What are your thoughts on that? I thought I'd ask only because of the name and the number. I enjoyed the first 3 quarters of it. Thought it was a good flick, and then the last end kind of went on about itself. Too long.
Yeah, he says it's the copycat. He is the copycat. That is true. I do concur.
Very true. Very true.
He ain't the only one that died and rised.
I created a video called The Top 10 Things Your Pastor Doesn't Want You to Know. I dropped it yesterday. Number 10. Yeah, dropped it yesterday. Number 10 is they changed the Bible. It's not the same Bible that was written back then. And one of the comments was like, I was obviously clearly wrong. They've never, the Bible is unchanged. I was like, okay, you're, man.
Wrong.
So tell me how you don't know a lot in a lot of words, I guess. I don't know. In Islam, real game starts after death. Isn't that scary? Hey, in Islam, the vision in hell is a bunch of women tied up by their hair, isn't it? Isn't that what they saw when they went into hell?
Jesus.
Are you familiar with that? Yeah, that's just a thing.
No, thank you. I'm surprised they believe in hell.
What's that?
I'm surprised they believe in hell.
I think they all have their own, like show.
Well, yeah, actually, that's not fair because, again, so many different sects, just like Christians, probably many different doctrines. Yeah. I mean, not many, but they probably, some maybe put more emphasis on hell than others.
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, I wrote a book. And in my book a long time ago, I posted an image I'd found on the internet of, I believe it's Gabriel or Muhammad being led by Gabriel through hell. And Muhammad describes being a bunch of women being held for impurity or some business. Let me go see if I can at least find the image from that. Bum, bum, bum. But one of my favorite stories about like Muhammad is, how many unarmed civilians did he unalive? I'm a Muslim. How many unarmed civilians just unarmed people, because they were captured. Some of them were captured. Some of them were people from there. How many unarmed people did Muhammad personally behead? If
that's God's will.
That's true.
If it's God's will, if God's will is to kill his child, if God's will is to destroy his own creation, I mean, that's just God's will.
So much for Islam means peace.
Who are we to judge?
Who are we? That's a question we could ask any day. Oh, let me go here. Books. I know what I'm doing. Wake up, man. Damn it, man. Let's go books. I wrote a book once. Let's go here.
I read a book once.
Did read or colored?
Okay, it was colored. But doesn't that count? It had words in it.
It did have words. Okay, good point. All right, let me look here. I found it, in fact. I found the image. Le Mange. Let me share that with you kids, if I can.
Picture pages, time to get your picture pages, time to get your crayons and your pencils. Do you guys remember that? You can play with picture pages, fill your day with picture pages. Darn it, now I forget what comes after that. I used to love picture pages. Bill Cosby.
Can you see that?
Pop. I can see it.
Okay, so these are the women in hell hanging by their hair and burning. And over here is Satan, or however they imagine him to be. And then there's Muhammad. And then he's being led by Gabriel the angel. And I don't know who the other person is, the other creature. One of them's a horse, one of them's Gabriel. But, that's kind of,
I think it's a farce to say that only innocent people get killed in war. Can that ever be true?
Who said that? That's a stupid thing to say.
Ima. Ima said.
Oh, Ima said only
that.
what? Only innocent people?
He didn't kill innocent people. But I don't believe that to be true for any war. I'm not sure that there's any war in history that you could say no innocent people died.
That's true. So what I'm talking about, because you probably don't know, is there was this battle, and Muhammad took a town and captured some warriors. There's between 600 and 900 of them that were led before him in the city of Mecca, and he personally beheaded these unarmed people. So, did you know that?
I think I've heard it. Yeah. Oh, sorry. My bad.
Sorry. Yeah. Probably doesn't know that, or probably just considers it doesn't matter that they were women or children. They were captured in war. They were taken in land, which means, he was just a warlord, just like Abraham was just a desert warlord. He proved that whenever he went and, saved Lot, right? I mean, it's all the story of a desert warlord going and doing desert warlord kind of things. I
mean, he could have just not kicked Lot off of his ground, his land, correct. And then that never would have happened.
That is true. Yeah.
Lot's daughters never would have lost their betrothed.
That's true. It's all Abraham's fault.
If he would have had a better conversation with God, maybe he should have offered God something. Maybe he should have gave God a blood sacrifice.
Maybe had they not gone to Egypt and give out Abraham's wife to the Pharaoh for coin and cash, they wouldn't have been so wealthy that they had to separate, because that's what happened. They left Egypt and they had so much that their tribes weren't able to live in the same land, so they had to separate. All of that from one hoo-ha. Man, that must have been some good hoo-ha.
Or maybe just share your land a little better. Like, make some rules. You're good at making rules and laws. So maybe just do some separating, make some borders, build a wall, you love that.
It's like you don't even know who we're talking about here. Take that person's land should be on the outer case of the book. It happens so often.
Quite frankly.
Yes. Yeah. 15 ways to take somebody else's land and unalive everybody.
Yeah. I said the other day that Paul's mission and Jesus' mission, that it wasn't like their mission travels. That was their route for selling their wares, which was religion. Yeah. It was a trade route.
That's exactly right. That's yep. Solar Coaster is here. Good morning, Solar Coaster. Thank you for joining us. Everyone is a nihilist and society collapses. I think you put too much weight into people. Whenever somebody goes, okay, I don't believe there's a God, it doesn't affect as many people's lives as grandly as you seem to think. It's not like we walk around going, oh no, there's no God. Oh no, there's no God. There's no God. There's no meaning to life. No, we walk around going, there's no God. Hey, I'm going to get some of that pussy over there. Or I got a car to go get, or I got things, you got life to live. I don't see this notion that, matter of fact, having this God who determines everything for you, why would you have no purpose then? Your only purpose is to be a finger puppet for God. Yeah. And it's not a very nice God at that.
And what's the purpose of, like, if all the decisions have already been made, then what is God's purpose? He's doing nothing, because it's already going to happen.
Right. Well, it's like if he set all that stuff in motion, then what's the purpose of you doing anything? It's already going to happen. Don't worry about it. Just do you and let everything else take care of it. If you're meant to burn in hell, you were meant to burn in hell when God made hell, because he knew, That really speaks to how cruel God is, though, to create billions of people knowing they weren't his people. Even back in the day when the OT was being written, there were lots of people that were specifically not his people. All those people created simply to burn in hell. How cruel is that God?
That's mean.
It's like that. I'm a Muslim going, did you have yourself in your mother's womb or some business? That's kind of a silly question, but the notion that God likes to burn people, we got lots of evidence of that.
We are
DNA. Good morning.
Is the murder.
Godwin, let's see, just don't think about it too hard. That's part of the deal. We Are DNA says, theists, can you think of yourself without your Bible and God? You mean atheists? No, theists. I'm sorry, theists. You're right. I'm sorry. No, the sun got in my eyes. Yes, theists. Can you see yourself in the world? Yeah. You know, one of the things is that I find very interesting is a lot of them say they live by the lessons taught in the Bible. That's where they get their morals. But how many of them do you know who actually stop, drop, and roll and run to get their Bible anytime they have a moral dilemma? I don't ever see that. I don't ever see anybody do that. Do you ever see anybody do that? Any of the Christians? Oh, shit. I got to go see how the book tells me to apply this to my life. I just don't.
J Dubs will try to pull that shit.
They probably
love. Oh my God.
The OT or the New Testament?
No, they'll pull it from anywhere they can.
Anywhere they can.
If they think that they can jump through a hoop, do a backflip, a rollover, a dunk and dodge, and find a scripture to take out of context to fit some situation thousands of years later, by golly, they'll do it.
They'll do it.
They'll gladly
look at this. Look what Abraham said back 5,000 years ago.
Right. Here's a good one. Solar Coaster, in case you don't know how to tag someone, you just put the @ symbol and then the first one or two letters of their name, and they'll pop up, and then you just hit the tab key. And it'll actually highlight for them. So you don't have to do that in case you don't know. I want to mention that this well-educated individual, Solar Coaster, says, God made you imperfect, I think.
Me?
I'm not sure. God, you made imperfect, and we all suffer.
Huh?
Are you saying God made you imperfect and we all suffer?
So wait, you're saying God is incapable of creating perfection? Oof.
That's kind of where I was going. God created us broken. Why?
That's blasphemy, son.
What kind of a shit God is it, Kenny? I mean, even Ford gets a better rating than that of the shit they make. It's more reliable than God. So we're all broken. Apparently.
4 stars.
4 stars. 4 stars. I think that's fantastic. I'm a Muslim. Who created first organism, or did it create itself? What is more believable? It's more believable that the first organism was created by chemical reactions, just like everything else. You put this line of life and non-life in there, but chemical reactions are chemical reactions, and they can be repeated. It is so much more likely that early life, microscopic early life, was initiated through a chemical reaction, just as random as everything else, than it is that you're all-knowing, all-loving, all-hating God is everywhere, knows everything, created the entire universe with trillions, literally trillions of galaxies. That's ridiculous. Your presupposition that your God exists is just ridiculous. You don't know. You don't realize how ignorant it is that you believe what you believe. Objectively,
he's just saying.
Objectively speaking. Yeah. I'm just saying, well, was I wrong? Show of hands. Adam 87, microscopic organisms at the bottom of the ocean at volcanic vents. There's lots of examples. Yeah, we have so many more examples of the possibilities of abiogenesis, whether it be through chemical reactions at the vents, creating some sort of life, or lightning, some sort of electrical something creating life through, there's lots of ways life could have been created.
There's things that have not yet been, there's places on this earth that have not yet been traversed yet, especially in the bottom of the ocean and stuff. So, maybe one day if we decide to focus on our planet and taking better care of it, we'd actually find some answers instead of worried about going to frickin' Mars and trying to make an atmosphere there.
Yeah,
maybe take care of the atmosphere we have here. Just saying.
Yeah. I want to see something real quick, because I think in our scientists, scientists have found all the parts they need, everything they need for life to have been created. Everything they need. It's all. If you talk, science. I'm guessing you don't, Mr. I'm guessing you don't. Just based on the things you've said. Shashir Bagat, good morning. Bible Genesis versus evolution. That is fire right there. I don't really, personally, I don't think that's even a close competition. It would have to be two different theories of evolution, two different science-based theories for there to even be a close running, you know? Yeah, because the Bible is just like shit just popped into existence. It has no real explanation for anything.
No, and like Genesis, just because it's named Genesis, like half that ish wasn't written the longest ago. Like it wasn't the actual Genesis. Some of that was probably written like 500, 400, way after. And you just put a name like, oh, this is the beginning. Oh, let's put a story in there of the beginning. Wink, wink.
And I want to point out, here's a little interesting evolutionary thing you can kind of tinker with in your brain, Amma, or whoever doesn't believe in evolution out there. You know, you can go look at whales and dolphins and fish in the sea, and you can tell by their tail whether these animals evolved and always lived in the sea, or if they at one time had moved up on land, evolved up to live on land, walked on land, and then went back into the ocean.
What?
And continued to evolve. You can tell by looking at their tails, because if their tails are horizontal like this, like a dolphin and like a whale, those creatures used to live on land, and if their tails go like this, they've always been fish. And that alone, just go look that stuff up, and that will tell you evolution. That's evolution right there.
That's wild.
It is wild. It's crazy. I know.
That's
crazy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run us a little break. Let's ask people what they want. Do they want the goat-scented flesh candles, or do they want the Pharaoh's curse?
Show me what you want, what you really, really want.
Show me what you want. Whichever one we get two of first, I'll go ahead and...
Who's going to be first? Y'all going to have to hurry because I got to pee. We got a Pharaoh, sombrero. We got a
Pharaoh and a goat. Uh-oh, 1 and 1. Let's see what happens. There's a tiebreaker coming in soon.
Have you emailed me, Bree?
Burrito. That would be all right. Burrito is the goat. All right, so what we'll do, because you guys are all wonderful, we'll do the Pharaoh's curse now. And before I wrap up the show, I'm going to go ahead and give you some goat-scented flesh candles. All right, here's the Pharaoh's curse. In case you don't know about Abraham giving his wife to the Pharaoh and what we were talking about earlier about how Lot and all them got all their stuff. That's how.
Mi burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had watch cooties and gave a sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penal plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penal plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
All right, we are back. I'm a Muslim. Has anyone seen any organism change into a different species? Yes. 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 It just depends on how you look at it. Now, you can go, they've got macroevolution and microevolution, and we have evidence of both. You can go, one example I can think of is this finch. There's this very large lake out in California, and the finch started on one side of the lake, and they moved around the lake. And the ones that got to the other side of the lake couldn't breed with the ones that started there because they had changed so much. So I really think you need to go learn stuff. You should educate yourself, because it sounds like you're not very well educated. You are arguing from a you're arguing from a lower position. And I suspect you don't even know it. Hi, Bree, how are you doing, Bree? Sophia Wisdom, thank you for joining us. Cool name. Is this like the daily mass for atheists? It could be. It could be. Yeah, thank you for joining us. We get around. We get some atheists come in here. I'd like to think there's more than just 50 or 60 atheists out there. They'll be here, though. They'll be here. Ryan is back. My co-host is back. We have a new person in the chat, Ryan. Sophia Wisdom. We can.
Oh,
they're new.
Well, I like that name already.
It's a cool name. Demiurge.
I love you. I love your name.
It's a cool name. Are you a fellow burner too? Welcome to the damnation, fellow burner. Yeah, so let's see what we've got. I want to check our poll. Oh, wow, we're getting close to the end of the show. Let me check our poll. Let me check my poll. And the question of the day, that there is a link in the top of the chat there if you want to go and take the poll. The question of the day is Christianity a doomsday cult? A lot of people have different opinions on this. I just don't see how it cannot be a doomsday cult. I'm sorry, buddy, let me let you out. My lighting engineer, Jack, needed to get out, so sorry about that. Yeah, so is it a doomsday cult? So far we have, let me refresh that and see.
I say yay.
77 votes. And yes, 62% of the votes say yes, a doomsday cult's size doesn't matter. It's still a cult. Just because Christianity is big doesn't mean it's good.
Absolutely. Size does not matter.
That's just... I like a woman who says that. Anyway, partially, and 23% of the people chose partially. Some Christian sects are doomsday cults. You know, you'd have to find the one that doesn't believe at some point Jesus is going to come back and pretty much destroy the world, except for the Jesus people. Wow, highly favored is new too. Good morning, highly favored. How highly favored are you, though? That's the question. That's what I want to know. Are you a Christian? Are you a theist? Are you an atheist? Where do you sit on that bar? And I want to mention now, our other individual did answer, I'm a Neoplatonist who believes in panentheism. Technically could be atheist. Okay, I like it. That hooks it up. Aaron likes checking out my poll. Let me finish that real quick. But I also had somebody else I was saying something to. Highly favored. You're new too. Nice to meet you. So let us know. Are you a fellow member of the damnation? Are you a fellow burner? Are you a Christian or a theist of some kind? You know, how do you roll? Do you hang to the left or do you hang to the right? You know, I remember the first time I ever got measured for a tuxedo. This very nice young lady asked me how which direction.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, you got to pay to play, sister. Yeah, that was a question. I'm like, I appreciate you that you think I'm big enough that I hang to either side.
You just gave me
it's just like a little nubbin sticking out, really.
A little Trump pee.
Another quarter inch and I've been a girl. Solar Coaster. See, somebody was asked, was it you, Solar Coaster, asking, why we don't talk, why you're not going after Islam? Here's the deal, man. And this is, we do go after Islam. If a Muslim comes in here, we'll go after him. I don't know why any of them wouldn't. But really, normally we don't, because they're not up in our grill. We don't have Islam oppressing us right now. They're not in our schools. They're not in our government. They're not in our Supreme Court. They're not getting permission from the president to report on other people in the government. That's not happening. So we don't give a shit about them. We're worried about the Christians that are in our face right now. So don't worry about Muslims. Don't worry about them unless you're over in a place where Muslims are your problem. But if you're not, don't worry about it. You got bigger problems to worry about if you're an atheist in the United States. Or even just somebody who's not a Christian, or even someone who's just not the right kind of Christian.
Yes,
So,
if you're not the right flavor, you too
that's right.
may find yourself being trampled on.
Yeah. Sophia Wisdom has a good question. Are you afraid of the rise of Nick Fuentes?
Yes,
I wouldn't say afraid of. I would say disgusted by, ashamed of.
Oof.
That's where I would go. These people don't have the numbers just yet for us to fear them, but they will, and it won't be long. I know it's weird to say that sort of thing, but it will change. The Gestapo was not originally seen as the Gestapo. They worked into that, just like ICE is working into it.
Yes.
And yes, so Sir Equinox, mutation takes place in the individual organism. There's lots of things right now. All organisms are transitional organisms. Every one of them. A lot of these anti-evolution people like to go, show me a transitional fossil, like the missing link between humans and apes. Man, there's not just one. There's a whole bunch of missing fossils between that huge group of changes. Subtle changes. There's just so many of them. But every one of those skeletons we find is not a set in stone thing. It is a transition. It itself is a transition. All it is, we give it a name to identify where that species is in its evolution. So it's kind of weird whenever you see it that way. Yes. So take that.
Take that. Put it in your pipe and smoke it, sister. Brother.
I'm a Muslim. The whole survival of the fittest.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh man, I was afraid of that. It's not survival of the fittest. It's survival of the one most readily able to adapt, the one most able to change with the circumstances. It's like every time you say something in the chat, you really do, Mr. Emma, expose that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about on anything, any topic you've discussed. You should probably just listen instead of speaking. Talk less.
Adaptation is a big part of religion. I bet their religion has also adapted over the years, regardless if they know it or not. Just like Christianity has also changed and evolved.
They change based on cultural and political needs. And
they influence each other.
Absolutely. Yeah, not necessarily in the best of ways. Oddly enough, like the Taliban and the GOP, MAGA GOP, want the same thing. They don't want women to be able to vote. They don't want rights for gay people. They don't want this. They don't want that. Despite believing different religions, they really do. It's just a different color hat, but it's still the same fucking hat. It's anyway. So call out Islam. Atheism is your belief. Solar Coaster. It's not like you were even listening at all.
Atheism isn't a belief system. It's literally without theism.
Right. See, I got that part. It's the so call out Islam. Like, dude, were you not listening? Did you not hear in my whole speech about Islam's not up in my grill? We've been talking about Islam. We were talking about Islam, Muhammad, and his pedophilia ways earlier. You weren't here. We are against those things. Stop being ignorant. You're being ignorant. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about either. I've used the F word 3 times now today on the show. We're kind of pushing it.
Uh-oh. We are fighting our own battles right now on our home front.
Yes.
That's the enemies that we're up against.
Right. The people who usually say that, what about Islam? How come you're not talking? Those are usually Christians who can't defend their own religion. So they got in this, I literally said about it, they got this, what aboutism? What about Islam? Because they think it's worse than their Christian, you know, I mean,
That's a glass house thing, my bro. That's definitely a glass that I would not be throwing rocks, considering what Christianity is like doing right now. Like right now, till this very day, they've never stopped. They've never stopped the genociding and the killing and the objectifying and the subjugation and the theft and the exploitation. I mean, and the forced conversion, just you name it. It's never stopped.
It goes on. It goes on and on.
And on, my friend.
Carl Grimes has an interesting question, I guess, because I've only read the first 4 words. Are you worried that Christian extremists, okay, that's a good start, will attempt to make an apocalypse appear to happen? It seems the most important book to Christian. You know, I think we were talking about that earlier. Nice to meet you, Carl Grimes. We were talking in a way about that earlier, that there's a lot of Christians out there who really do believe certain things have to happen in our time for the end times to come to pass. And a lot of they're Christian Zionists. They think certain things happen over in Israel to the Jews, and when all these things fall in the right place, then God's going to come back and Jesus is going to, all that stuff. So, I don't know if they'll make it appear to happen. I actually wrote a book though that aliens made it appear to happen, that the revelations happened.
I mean,
but what I do, go ahead.
All they'll do is what they always do, is when they have a prophecy and the prophecy isn't fulfilled, they'll just say that it was fulfilled, but not either we'll see that come about later, or it's not fulfilled in our time, but is going to be fulfilled. Like, you know, they'll change it to like a spiritual thing, or they'll just move the date. That's what the Jehovah's Witnesses did all the time.
I know. A lot of it is just goalpost. Yeah. This whole Jesus is coming back thing, you know, I mean, you'd think they'd know by now. Let's see what's going on here. Sir Equinox. I think we're about done. I'm gonna read our super chats, because I'm gonna do that other video for the people. I'll read our super chats real quick, and then we'll let Ryan go hang out in the chats. Just leaves and goes hangs out in the chat.
I finished my airbag.
Yes, I want to mention, guys, I dropped a new video. You know, I dropped a new video yesterday. Can I show you guys? I've been trying to up my editing skills.
Yeah, show us, please. I'll make sure I watch it too for the views. I'll go watch it later.
Watch it for the views if you don't mind. So for those of you who don't know, I used to have, what the hell, Chris? What the hell, man? I used to have it to where I would really just me in front of a screen, almost just like this. The blue and I just talk, and that was it. So I've been working to add stuff. Now, y'all saw my other one. This one here's got some motion and stuff too. But it is, I tried to ease back on it and make it look a little more classy and professional. So let me share this with you guys. We'll watch this.
Sassy, boozy.
There we go. Here we go. And I'm going to make it biggie on the screen.
You've been told your entire life that the truth will set you free. But what if the people telling you that are hiding the very truths that would change everything? Pastors love to claim they value honesty, but not when that honesty risks emptying pews and offering plates. See, the church survives by controlling information, shaping what you hear, and hiding what you don't. Ask too many questions, and suddenly the answers get vague, the smiles get tighter, and the conversation turns into a lecture about just having faith. That's not because they don't know the answer, it's because they do. Today, we're lifting the veil with the top 10 things your pastor doesn't want you to know. Let's count them down. Number 10, the Bible you read isn't the original. The Bible hasn't been preserved word for word since ancient times. It's been translated, mistranslated, edited, re-edited, and written to fit politics, culture, and the church agenda. The King James Bible, for example, was commissioned by a monarch who wanted certain interpretations to reinforce his authority. Even modern translations cherry-pick words to fit denominational biases. What you read in your pew isn't the original word of God.
I'm going to bring that back up, and I'm going to, because I didn't want you to have to stay here the whole time. So I was like, all right, you could leave in just a second. And then I started an 8-minute video. a 7-minute video. So let me bring that down. And what I'll do is I'll read our super chats. And you guys, if you want, I'll post a link in the chat. Please, after we're done here, go check it out. Give me some interaction, leave me some comments, and we'll see if we can get some traction on this one. It's actually doing better. It's 1 of 10 right now. We'll see if it hangs with that. So here, let me go do our super chats real quick. There's the link, my friends. So we had Mudley. Thank you, Mudley. Two pounds said, "Is that pickles I can hear in the background?" For 2 pounds. Thank you very much for that. Guys, there is the link. Go check out that video. I'm going to run real quick for you the ghost-scented, was it the ghost-scented flesh candle commercial? Yeah, that's what I'm running. For those who didn't get it, Ryan, thank you for joining me again today. Have a wonderful day. And we will see you tomorrow. I'm going to do this. Ghost-scented flesh candles.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh no, the Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. We got a couple of believers in the chat. Not Chris, there we go. Chris, thank you for joining us and giving our line something to feast upon. We'll see you all tomorrow. Sin safely, my friends. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink, light the goat candle, don't even think. think.